So I went on Google and then searched for 3D printers, and I looked to a ton of them, and I went on YouTube and I looked what people can do with it, what I want to do with it, and the quality, and if there are a lot of problems, if it's easy to assemble, and I look a lot of tutorials how people make things and what they are making before I made a decision what I want to buy. And then the moment is there, the bell goes and DHL is in front of the door with this big box. It's pretty heavy, but I can handle it, so let's see what's in it. So I ordered a Creality CR10S Pro V2. I think it's a pretty good printer for what I want to do with it, and it's very simple to assemble what I saw on the internet. So I'm gonna try it out, and they all talk about the bed, flatten the bed, and this one does a pretty good job by flattening it by itself. So that's only what I saw and read on the internet, so I don't know if it's true. I'm gonna try it out and let you know. So I start the unboxing, and there was a small roll of PLA filament, a small box with some tools in there, and a small manual and user guide. The printer is pretty decent, packed in foam, and it's easy to unpack because it only are 2 parts. Now I have to look how I get the last piece of foam loose of the printer, and then everything is unboxed. So now I can start to assemble everything. I did the unboxing on the ground because that's a little bit easier to pull everything out of the box, and when something falls, it falls not off the table or on the ground, but the assembling I do on the table. And then you have to remove this tape. Under the tape is the connector for the motors. I removed pretty careful the tape because I didn't know what was under it, and maybe you pull something loose or you break something. So I was a little bit careful with it, but better to be careful than to be sorry. For the next step I did, you need the 4 long screws and the hex key, and we gonna assemble the bridge on there. Be careful with the connectors and the cables that you don't squeeze a cable or put a cable somewhere that the motor is pushing on there, because it's very easy to break something. So this step you have to be careful a little bit. And on the instruction videos on YouTube, they lay the printer on the side, but I decided to put them on the table, on the side of the table, so I can screw the screws from down into there, then turn the printer around, so make myself sure that there were no cables under the motors or nothing strange. And now I could handle the bridge with one hand and the hex key with the other hand. And when you lay everything on the side, you almost need an extra hand to handle everything. Then one last time checking if all the screws are tight enough. Then check if the motor cables are free and not stuck somewhere. Then I connected the 2 connectors on the side, the big flat one. You can only push it one way in, and you have to secure it with those clips. The other connector, the small connector, is only possible that you put it in one way. And the flat cable, you have to secure it with the black clips. And of course I connected the connectors from the motor and push the cable as far in as possible, because the bed is moving over there. And you don't want that they come in contact with each other, because that can give you problems in the future. And as you can see, there is not a lot of space, so you have to be very careful with it. And then the last thing you have to mount on there is the arm that holds a roll of PLA or the filament. It's very simple. It's only 2 screws with a small side. You can put the small side in the rail, and then you're gonna screw the screws tighter, and it snaps itself in the rails. And the last part is actually the holder of the roll, and it's a sort of snap. You have to snap it on and then you can tighten it. It's very simple and it's very quick, so it shouldn't be a problem. And then you can turn on the printer for the first time. It makes a very hard noise. It starts to warm up. I looked if I could select my own language, but there are only two languages. It was Chinese and it was English, so I left it on English. And then you can warm up the nozzle and the printer bed. And the thing they told me and what I saw on YouTube was that they use 215 degrees for the nozzle and 60 degrees for the bed. So I tried it out, and then you can start to put in the filament. You can push it in manually or automatically. It depends what you like. I saw a guy do it on YouTube manually, so I'm gonna try it also. On this roll you have to cut the PLA in the beginning and then pull the rest out, because otherwise it gets strangled. And then we can hang the roll with the filament on the braces on top of the bridge. And we can start to bring in the PLA. And with all the Creality printers, they deliver this blue wire cutter. If you buy a cheap one or a very expensive one, they always deliver the same one. You have to cut in an angle and then try to enter into the hole and then into the next hole. You have to try a little bit and push it through, and you notice then on one certain moment it goes very easy. You have to push till you can get any further and then pull a little bit back. You have to squeeze this so the filament can go easy through. There comes also a mini SD with the printer. You can enter it on the side of the printer. You have to turn it around, so you have to enter it upside down, and then you can go to the printer menu and you can select one of 3 examples. They are delivered with the printer and you can test the printer out. How that went, I show you in another vlog. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, push the notification bell, and I hope to see you back in the next video.